It's day 2 of the NAPSO Regional Athletics, and I'm joined by the fabulous Hancho Kapofi, who is our commentator of the day. Hancho, day 1, give me how your excitement was.
Well, during day 1, it was absolutely amazing. We had so much fun here at the Affis Park. We saw, of course, I think Windhoek Afrikaans Private School dominating all throughout day 1. However, there was one athlete that stood out for me. He is Jaco Potgieter. He is from Educate Academy. And let me tell you something. He did absolutely amazing. He was attempting to break a record that was set in 2017 by a learner from Educate as well. So I'm not too sure if that record was beat. I think we'll have to gesels met meneer Wouter. Laat ons net bietjie verstaan wat gaan daaraan. Verstaan jy?
Nee, definitief. En Hancho was baie opgewonde. Ek sal moet weet, want ek sit mooi langs hom terwyl hy commentate. And guys, don't go anywhere because like Hancho said, there were records being tried to be broken. So let's go straight to the highlights of day 1.
Good day, viewers. Welcome to of course, the NAPSO Regional Athletics happening here at the Affis Park in Windhoek. They are off. Woo. Okay, the gentleman is, wow. There we see, it's a race between Educate and Bob, and there we go. Bob takes the win. Followed by Educate, of course, and the 3. And they are off. Woo. Okay, the gentleman is, wow. There we see, it's a race between Educate and Bob, and there we go. Bob takes the win. Followed by Educate, of course, and the 3.
Off they go.
Ooh. We see there that Zanel from Khobaba Gymnasium is, ooh. From VOP, looks like she is enjoying this race. Look at the breath that she's taking, paced breath, approaching the 100-meter mark, and there she goes. VOP. There she comes, crossing the finish line. That is Lona Trump from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School, followed by Zanel Stein from Khobaba's Gymnasium. Okay, there he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Unfortunately, that was actually not a good jump at all. I mean, he was right next to the pole, which makes it quite terrible. As you can see there, our 3 gentlemen are lining up to partake in that is, of course, our 110-meter hurdles. Ooh, Tsumeb Gymnasium and Nathan is there leading the race. Who is going to take the victory? Ooh!
And she gets back up really quick to get in first.
And we see that there, El Nathan is leading the race. El Nathan, ooh, she needs to be careful. Ooh!
We have
El Nathan taking the win.
What an intense race that was.
Very, very intense. Who is going to take the win? There they go. And they are close to the finish line. Bob comes in for the win. Absolutely beautiful.
What an amazing.
All the way from Educate. And as I mentioned,
He is in front.
Is the man to look at. There he goes. Is he going to beat the record set in 2017?
By an Educate athlete. Let's see what he does.
And he is first. Followed by, that is, of course, Henry Opperman from Khobaba's Gymnasium, and thereafter Janu Kruger from Al Nathan. You can already see that Etienne is beginning to lead, and as I mentioned, he is dominating as usual. That is his style. That is his style. And as he usually does it, he wins this race. Now, this comes to me as no surprise because, as per usual, he constantly Good morning, viewers. Welcome to that is, of course, the Affis Park. The name is Hancho Kapofi, and I am here with Patricia Kutsia. How are you doing, Patricia?
I am good this morning. Super excited to be at Affis Park. That is, of course, at the NAPSO Regional Athletics.
Indeed, indeed. I'm super excited for day 2 of the festivities. Of course, we saw a lot of records get broken yesterday. However, before we get into that, we're going to take a quick listen to one of our officials here at the Affis Park.
Ons gesels met meneer Kobus Espach. Hy is die skoolhoof van Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. Ja, die skool wat die NAPSO streeks atletiek vir ons gee. Meneer Espach, dit was 'n goeie dag gister gewees. En ek glo stellig WAP is een van die baie bly skole.
Goeiemôre, ja, nee, ek moet sê, ons is baie gelukkig. Ons het so 'n bietjie sonskyn gehad gister, bietjie reën gehad en vanmôre is ons weer reg. So dit lyk die veld lyk dan ten minste beter as laas naweek hierdie tyd toe ons met sponse moes droog gemaak het, maar ons is baie tevrede met die omstandighede en ek dink die baan lyk goed. Ek dink al die atlete is reg om te hardloop. Die weer is baie goed en alles speel saam. So veral vir die skole wat van ver af gekom het, ons is baie bly dat hulle vanoggend die geleentheid gaan kry om ook te hardloop. En gister het ons al klaar 'n paar goeie prestasies gesien, so ons sien uit na die dag wat voorlê.
So rekords was gebreek gister en ek glo stellig baie goeie rekords was gebreek. Vertel ons bietjie meer van dit.
Ja, dis maar mos nou altyd die ding as jy wil hardloop en jy wil die rekord agter jou naam hê. So as ek net vinnig so 'n bietjie inligting kan gee dat al die skole het maar hulle interhuisbyeenkomste. En dan beweeg hulle aan, dan is daar 2 NAPSO atletiek byeenkomste wat jy addisionele oefening kry en kwalifisering kan doen vir die privaatskool naweek wat 8 en 9 Maart gaan wees in Swakopmund wat deur Walvis Bay aangebied gaan word. So hier is eintlik maar net 'n ekstra geleentheid om jou stel te toets teen goeie kompetisie, maar ek meen gister het ons so 10 rekords gehad wat verbeter is. 8 van hulle deur WAP atlete, 1 deur Walvis Bay atleet en 1 deur Gobabas Gimnasium se atlete. So ek glo vandag sal ons nog stellig 'n hele paar ander atlete sien wat gaan rekords breek. En dis verblydend want hy wonder elke jaar hoe ver gaan dit gaan voordat rekords nie meer gebreek kan word nie, maar elke jaar kom daar nuwe atlete en hulle plant net die paal so 'n bietjie verder en stel die standaard so 'n bietjie hoër. So dit is baie lekker om te sien dat die atlete so kompeterend is en goeie uitslae kan lewer.
Definitief een van die beste dae om hier te wees. En as jy dit wil kom kyk, dan ons is hier so by die Affiespark by Wanderers se kante en jy kan ook die atletiek op MyZone se Facebookblad kyk of op Netwerk Televisie.
From the day you were born and welcomed, until your pensioner years on this earth, your life is filled with changes and phases. What mattered the most at age 10 may be an unknown memory at 25. The heartbreak at 16 may be replaced with wedding bells at 27. The degree you've always wanted or starting your career business may come true at age 30. And the dream to own your own home may come to realization at age 50. Whatever stage you find yourself in, whatever matters right now, Standard Bank has what you need to bank like you. Choose your own path. Choose endless possibilities. Standard Bank, it can be.
Right, that was the principal of Windhoek Affies, Kobus Espach. What? Espach, apologies for that one. And he, of course, just shed light on all the records that were broken on that is day one of the
NAPSO
NAPSO
Regionals, yes.
Yes.
Super exciting. Hancho, why don't you take us through the first set of records that was broke yesterday at day one?
Well, on the first day, we had about 10 records beat. Of course, 8 of them were by the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. A record beat by Windhoek Valvers by Private School, as well as Hobabas Gymnasium, also managing to beat one record. For the girls under 9, we had Turbo Spisgoy. That was, of course, the record stood from the year 2022. It was 14.64 and it was beat by Chloe Esterhazy from Windhoek Afrikaans Private School, beating it with a whopping 15.22. Beautifully done. And then we also had for the boys under 9 Turbo Spisgoy, we had Johan Lack from Hobabas Gymnasium beating that record by 21.48. This record was only standing since 2023 and it was 20.90. And you can see the difference there. What about you, Patricia?
Well, I have a list here as well. First record up was for the girls under 12 discus gooi, a record that was set in 2023 of 25.45 that was broken yesterday by a Windhoek Afrikaans Private School, Leilak Adams, at a new record of 29.64. We also have Dogters onder 13 Spiesgooi at Walvisbaai Private School, set in 2018 at 29.32 and now 32.25 by Ashley Martins.
Beautiful.
We have the boys under 8 Turbo Spiesgooi, set in 2022. That was broken by Nelro Larsen from Windhoek Afrikaans Private School at 20.15. And last but not least, the under 7 girls cricket ball gooi that was set last year in 2023 with a new record of 15.86 by a Windhoek Afrikaans Private School athlete, Mika Steyn.
Beautifully done. Well, we also had some hackies action yesterday. Of course, Handro Venjeterp from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School beat a record that was set in the year 2023, 12.69, and now stands at 12.22. Thereafter, we of course have the 75-meter hurdles by the boys under 12. Dehan Karl Roever from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School beat that record with a whopping 12.75 seconds. The record was set in the year 2010 and it has been standing since at 12.99. Beautifully done there by Dehan Karl Roever.
I think that was one of the oldest records that was broken yesterday.
Indeed, it was definitely one of the oldest records and one of the records that we're looking forward to.
Definitely,
I think
yes.
it's this one and the one that Jaco Potgieter.
I think that one stood from 2011.
Yes, 2011.
Yes,
as well,
so quite a while back. We also have here the boys under 10 long jump that was set last year in 2023. That was broken yesterday at a 4.43 by a Windhoek Afrikaans Private School athlete, Hanro Wynnejarp.
Wow. I think Windhoek Afrikaans School, Private School definitely came to show off and came to show up because even here with the ladies under 15 90-meter hurdles, Lumey Jansen van Rensburg from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School as well beat the record with a whopping 14.15 seconds, and this record was of course just set in the year 2023, 14.32. So I think this is one of the records that is constantly going to be beat throughout.
Definitely.
However, it's a lovely morning here at the Office Park. Lekker cool. Yesterday it was actually, it just started raining all of
pouring.
a sudden.
And we were not
Pouring.
prepared. I'm actually prepared today. Today I came prepared if the rain was to just show up. But yes.
As you can see there on the screen, we're going to start with the 200-meter hurdles, and Lansen from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School set the record last year for the under 13 girls. What do you think about that one?
Sure. I am excited to see this one taking place. Of course, the record standing is 31.56 seconds. So VAP has been proving themselves this year. So I'm excited to see what they have to bring for day 2 of the NAPSO Regional Athletics.
Indeed, because I mean, Windhoek Afrikaans Private School has been performing throughout, and even if we take a look at the results that we've received from the officials, we see that they are dominating, they are taking the first place, they're taking the second place, they're taking the third place, which just means that they've definitely been preparing all throughout the year, and they are here to show up and show off.
Definitely. It's just some proof that hard work pays off. They've been putting in the time, putting in the practices, and today they have some whopping rewards coming their way.
Yes, but what are you most excited about today, Patricia?
I am, of course, like I said yesterday, I'm still looking forward to all these field items.
Yeah.
And of course, I can't wait for the 100 meters to get started, to see what all these athletes, they're probably anxious, just waiting for that.
Yes. And I think they are at an advantage because they are actually busy running on grass, which is a little bit easier. They can run without their shoes, and you know, if it's a little bit more controlled. It's not too hectic. Usually, when you're running on the track, you can fall down and get hurt very much easily. So they have a little bit of an advantage. However, I do fear that when they represent the country internationally, they might not have that proper preparation.
I can agree with you with the advantage. As we saw yesterday, there were a few falls with the hurdles. There were a few dives at the finish line. So I think it benefited at the fact that they were running on grass there.
Yes. And I think the only reason why these two gentlemen had dived was because they
of the
knew
grass.
it was grass.
It was safe to land.
It was safe to land. As you can see there on your screens, our officials are slowly preparing for the 200-meter hurdles. The distance of the hurdles will be 68.0 centimeters for the girls under 13. Of course, as Patricia mentioned, the standing record is 13.56, and I think I'm ready to get myself a coffee to sit back and relax and just watch the show.
Just enjoy what these girls have been prepping for. I mean, it's perfect weather for a nice warm cup of coffee.
Indeed. Of course, you see there's some high jump action, but don't go too far because we'll be right back on your screens with more action here from the NAPSO Regional Athletics. Oh, 200 meter. There you go. The 200-meter hurdles have started. Of course, there in the first two lines we have Luca van Wyk from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School, Odessa Postma from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School, as well as Ella Venter from Edugate. Who is going to take the win? Of course, we see there Odessa is coming in for the win, coming in for the first place. Is she going to beat the record? Coming in for the win. Slowly behind her is Luca van Wyk, who is going to come in the first place.
What a beautiful, beautiful jump from our runner-up.
Of course, a little bit exhausted, but she needs to keep up the same energy, and there she goes. In the first place, we have Odessa Postma from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. Shortly behind her is Luca van Wyk, Windhoek Afrikaans Private School as well. And in the last place, we have Ella Venter from Edugate Academy.
What a way to start our 200-meter hurdles.
Indeed. I mean, they started. They seem ready.
I think they just set the pace for all of our athletes that are getting ready for another 200-meter hurdles.
Beautifully done. I think the pace was, they could improve a little bit more on the pace. Taking a look at that, I don't think they beat the record, or what do you think?
I think we'll have to confirm this.
Yeah. Indeed, but I think they were a little bit slow there for that record that was set just last year. Of course, Windhoek Afrikaans Private School is the holder of that record, so maybe we will see a little bit of an improvement in the next heat. In Heat 2, we'll have Maya Adriansa from Alnata. And you remember Maya actually ran yesterday?
I do remember. She did quite well yesterday.
She did amazing. So hopefully she's going to keep the same energy for this one. She will be in the first lane. In the second lane, we have Kaylin Meyers from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. And in the third lane, we have Anke Kriel from Tsumeb Gymnasium. Silence for the starter. And they are off. Currently leading is Chumeb Gymnasium's Anka Kriel. Ooh, coming in is
Nathan
Maya.
coming in from the behind.
Coming in from the back, Maya Adrianse. She did absolutely amazing yesterday, and she is coming in for the win.
And Maya is our first in the line.
I think she is going to break that record.
Look at
she
that
is
beautiful
having a
gap.
good pace,
Beautiful,
going absolutely
beautiful gap.
amazing. Very, very fast. Slowly behind her is Kaylin Mayers. Is she going to take over? Unfortunately not. Nothing can stop Maya.
And
Maya
approaching the finish line, we have Maya in first place from Al Nathan.
absolutely amazing. Maya in first place from El Nathan, as Patricia mentioned. In second place, we have Kaylin Mayers from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. And in last place, Anka Kriel from Tsumeb Gymnasium.
Amazing. Maya did such a wonderful job coming in from all the way at the back, taking in
Indeed.
first place.
I think she heard our advice. She heard us
She
all the way from
probably
here.
did.
Let's take a look at that replay because we saw her. And they are off.
Good
Start. Currently leading is Chumeb Gymnasium. Maya Adi began to take over, and nothing could stop her, as all she could see was that finish line.
Beautiful, beautiful race.
Beautifully done. Now we are, of course, moving over to the 200-meter hurdles for the under 13 boys. Now, for the under 13 boys, the record, where does the record currently stand, Patricia?
We have a record from 2022, a record set by an Educate athlete. It was set at 30.19 seconds.
Beautiful, beautiful record. Will they beat that record? We hope so, of course, because records are meant to what, Patricia?
To be broken, of course.
Indeed, of
And
course.
it's always exciting, all the supporters, when they hear that their students broke
Yeah.
a record.
Yeah, and unfortunately in this race we do not have a learner from Educate. However, this is a race between the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School learners. Now, Kian Janssen van Rensburg is in the first lane from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. And as you can see there on your screens, it's just a reminder of the record. Could you please take us through that one, Patricia?
Once again, the record was set in 2022 by Educate learner Martens at 30.19 seconds. That is quite a record to beat.
Okay.
But we'll have to see what these boys have in store for us.
And a falsy start there, and I think that is from JC Leroux from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. If you take a look at the way he began there, he began a little bit too early, so hopefully he doesn't get disqualified.
I think it's just the nerves.
It's the nerves are kicking in. I mean, it's a lovely morning here, and who doesn't want to beat a record?
Exactly. And all eyes are on them today.
Now, as mentioned, in the first lane we have Kian Janssen van Rensburg from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. In the second lane we have JC Leroux from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. And in the third lane we have Alexander Kutsia, also from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. Now that faulty start was by JC Leroux, as you saw there on the screens. We saw, I think maybe he just walked off with a warning.
We hope so, because it's really sad to see an athlete prepare for something so hard and then something as unfortunate as this would happen.
Yeah.
But hopefully, as you mentioned, it would just be a warning.
Indeed. All right, so he is only walking off with a warning. As you can see there, he is preparing to take off. Who is going to walk away with that win, hopefully in attempt to break the record. And they are off. Ooh, JC Leroux seems like he is coming in for the win. Take a look at, building that amazing distance, keeping an amazing pace. Take a look at him. What do you think, Patricia?
I think he's really onto something here. You can really see how his practice is giving, and he's leaving a huge gap between him and the second runner-up.
Take a look at him going absolutely amazing. Good pace, not too fast. Coming in for the win, coming in for the finish line.
And
That is-
he takes it all the way home, and you can see and hear the supporters all alive for this big finish.
Of course, JC Leroux in the first place from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. And then Kian Janssen van Rensburg is in the third place. And in the second place, we have Alexander Kutsia. That was beautifully done.
That was such an intense race. What a unfortunate start.
Yeah.
But Leroux redeemed himself. I mean, he won the race.
He won the race. Imagine starting faulty and then just proceeding to
win it all.
dominate.
That was absolutely amazing to see.
And the distance that he built between him and
The
his-
second runner-up,
Yeah.
it was quite the distance.
Beautifully done here at the NAPSO Regional Athletics. Now we are moving over to the 300-meter hurdles. Girls under 15.
Exciting things.
When it comes to hurdles, I just can't do it.
Neither can I. That's why I commend all these athletes that put in the work and the time to actually do this.
Because I feel like hurdles just take a lot from you. It takes a lot of energy. You need to pace yourself. You can't go very fast, because if you go too fast, you just might not be able to stop yourself, hit the hurdle. And
Exactly. And you can't go too slow either. It takes a lot of concentration. And these athletes, the way they execute these hurdles, it's quite amazing to see. It really is.
And once you hit the 100-meter mark for the hurdles, then that's when you need to start picking it up.
Exactly. You need to give more.
Yes, that's when your endurance kicks in and you are just pushing to finish. Beautifully done by our athletes. But now, Patricia, please run us through the record for the 300-meter hurdles for the under 15 girls.
So this is for our under 15 girls for the 300-meter hurdles, which was set last year in 2023 by a Windhoek Afrikaans Private School learner, Janssen van Rensburg, at a 48.58 seconds.
Well, guess what, Patricia?
Don't tell me there's another VAP learner there.
Well, there is a VAP learner, but not only any VAP learner.
Let me
have
guess, we have a Janssen van Rensburg on the field,
Yeah,
don't
well,
we?
we have Lume
Quite
Janssen van Rensburg.
exciting. I can't wait to see this race now. Now I am pumped to see what these girls are going to do.
Indeed. So in the first heat, we are going to see the current record holder, Lume Janssen van Rensburg, running in attempt to keep that record.
That is something.
Yes.
If she can break her own record, what a story to tell.
Yes, indeed. And she's in a good lane. She's in the fourth lane. I mean, she's not in a very, very good lane. That's the fourth lane.
But she can still work her magic there. It's
Indeed,
still
'cause
possible.
Usually the best lanes are these ones that
They
are
are
just right
in.
here. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Those are the best lanes.
The
to
inner
start in.
lanes,
Yeah, the
yes,
inner lanes.
definitely.
So she's in the fourth lane. So I really do not know about that one. However, I'm guessing we also have sisters from El Nathan taking place. In the second lane, we have Marie Meiberg from El Nathan, as well as Madeleine Meiberg from El Nathan. In the first lane, we have Roulette Postma from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School.
This is such an exciting lineup. I cannot wait to see these girls in action.
Indeed, I think this is going to be one very intense race, because this race is going to guarantee. It's going to guarantee whether the title holder still has it in her.
Yeah, she has a lot to live up to now.
Indeed. I mean, imagine setting a record in 2023 and now you are attempting to beat your own record. A
They
record
do
you
say
set.
your biggest competition is yourself. And in her case, it is actually
Literally,
herself.
literally
So-
and figuratively, just beautiful to see.
Yeah.
And you're only able to witness it here on Network Television Channel 285 on DSTV, GoTV Channel 25. Of course, we are also live on our socials, which is the My Zone Facebook page, here at the NAPSO Regional Athletics. Beautiful weather. Of course, if you are just joining us, you are watching. If you're just joining us, you're watching the NAPSO
The
Regional
Regional Athletics.
taking place at the Office Park here in Windhoek. My name is Hachiko Pofi.
And he's joined here by Patricia Kutsia.
I'm really, really excited. Actually, Patricia is the athlete herself, dominated in a long jump, javelin.
Don't
and
forget the discus.
Yes.
And the
So-
shot put.
And the
Like
shot
I was
put.
there on the field. It was quite fun. I remember the adrenaline,
Mhm.
the nerves, everything just pumping. And then when you don't know the other athletes and you get to know each other, it just all calms down again.
Yeah.
But once it starts, it's anyone's game.
Indeed. And I think that's why I'm enjoying commentating with her today, because she knows more than I do. She knows the thrill that comes to the sport. And of course, I only know the thrill that comes to shot put, because that's a sport I did myself. Didn't go too far. Probably the furthest I went was zonals. Never went to regionals, never went to nationals. But
Well, I can
It's
tell
a
you
good sport.
this: regionals, the intensity of regionals, it's quite amazing.
yeah.
Like I've done zonals, I've gone all the way to regionals before. To compare the two, you just can't,
yeah.
because I feel like it's such variety. The talent it's just amazing to see all these different athletes from all over just coming together and showing off what they can do.
Yes, and I think, especially when it comes to athletics like zonals, that's when you now officially get to. Because for me, I was the biggest competition in my school. Like everybody knew if Junior is on shot put or Hancho is on shot put,
And
rather,
no one stands a
then
chance.
nobody stands a chance, you know. And obviously, you go with that same attitude to
the-
zonals.
yes,
So when I got to
exactly.
zonals and I met my competition, I was like, oh, I'm actually not the best. Hey. It was a
Yeah, it can
hard
humble
pill to
you
swallow.
sometimes. It can
Yeah,
humble you.
It did humble me. I won't lie, because I was a little bit cocky. Some high jump there, action there on the screens. The boys are actually preparing.
They're warming
The
up
boys
their
are
muscles,
warming up.
stretching.
I remember him. He is from Kate Mansour Private School. That's Yaku Potgieter as well from Educate.
Our
who-
athlete
our-
from
yes.
yesterday.
So I'm excited.
I'm really excited to see what he does with high jump, because he has been dominating the tracks yesterday.
Uh-huh.
So let's see what he does at the high jump today.
Yes. I'm just excited. I'm excited. The sporting action here is just it's too exciting. I myself just want to get on the track and just start.
I want to run with these girls and boys today. I want to try the hurdles. I just
Ah.
want to give it a try.
I do want to run, but I don't think I want to do hurdles.
Okay,
It's a
let me
little
not
bit too
embarrass
hectic for
myself
me.
on live TV and do the hurdles right now. I'll do it afterward.
I think I'm gonna push the hurdles as I run. Like, pa, pa. That's all you'll be seeing from me. Of course, there, as you can see on the screens, that is our current standing record for the under 15 girls 300-meter hurdles. That is from Lume Janssen van Rensbeek, set just last year.
Maybe, hopefully, we get to see her break her own record this year.
Indeed. But we'll be back right after a short trip to the marketplace. And we are back. Of course, we are about to start with the 300 meter girls
Hurdles. Girls under 15.
Yes, of course, in the first lane we have Roulette Postma from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School, Marie Meiburg from El Nathan, Madeleine Meiburg from El Nathan, and Lume Jansen van Rensburg from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School, who is our current
Record holder.
Yebo.
So as we mentioned before, we hope to see, hopefully she can break her own record. As we said, she is her biggest competition.
She is her biggest competition, but she might have even bigger competition.
We don't know what these other girls have in store for us.
Yes. And they are off. There they go. Lume is not a joke, as she has already begun, and she is
Leaving
currently
a
leading the
wide
race,
gap between her and the
creating a
second runner-up.
Yes. Whoa.
That is quite amazing to see. She is up for grabbing that first place and potentially breaking her own record.
Indeed. I mean, all the other runners are out of sight as she approaches the 100-meter mark. There she goes. Still no other runners in sight. She is literally
effortlessly flying over those hurdles.
Keeping the same pace.
We could see why she was the record holder from last year. Hopefully by the end of this race, we would know whether she has broken her own record.
Lume Jansen van Rensburg is in the first place, followed by Roulette Postma, also from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School, and then Marie and Madeleine Meiburg. Of course, Madeleine Meiburg crosses the finish line first, followed by Marie Meiburg.
The two sisters from El Nathan.
There was an absolutely beautiful race, and now we see why she is the current record holder. Just take a look at the pace, the way she began, and the way she began to lead that race. She was gone out of sight and had all the other runners begging for that first place.
It seemed like she had a blast on that track. Yes. She had the most fun, and she made it look so easy and effortless.
And I think it's because of her controlled breathing, because breathing is very important when it comes to running.
Definitely.
If you are one of those loud breathers,
you really need to pace your breathing, you need to pace everything. That's why I said the concentration level, it needs to be there constantly.
In through the nose, out
through the mouth.
That is what the most or the best coaches say.
That's what all the PE coaches said.
Literally, all the PE coaches said that. In through the nose,
and out through the mouth.
Of course, now we're going to take a look at Heat 2 of the girls under 15 300-meter hurdles. In the first lane, we have Lana Botma from the El Nathan. In the second lane, we have Leandri Kutsia from NAPSO Private School. And in the third lane, we have Lune van Tak from Gobaba's Gymnasium. As you can see there on your screen, Lume Jansen van Rensburg from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School is the current record holder. 48.58 is the record that she set in the year 2023 for the under 15 girls. And they are off. Ooh.
El Nathan seems to be coming in.
However, NAPSO Private School said they have a different story. Ooh,
but El Nathan is making her
over.
way. It's a head-head situation.
Ooh,
let's see who gets it. They are neck in neck for first place, but El Nathan decided not today. She's coming in on first place.
Lana Botma is going for that first place as they approach the 100-meter mark. However, they seem so tired. And there they go, approaching the 100-meter mark. Lana is currently leading. There she goes.
Widening the gap between her and our second runner-up. She's taking first place.
Slowly behind her is Leandri from NAPSO Private School. Is she going to steal the lead? Nope. Unfortunately not. Lana Botma from El Nathan takes that win.
Beautiful, beautiful race.
Absolutely beautiful
from the under 15 girls for the 300-meter hurdles.
But I have a question for you.
I'm all ears.
Do you think they broke the record?
I think our first heat, definitely there was big potential from our current record holder.
Yes. Just take a look at that replay. I think they started off quite well, but I think after the second and third hurdle, on their route, they started to slow down a bit. And I think maybe it's because they were running in heats. There was the first and second heat.
Yes.
Maybe after they get into the finale, they will be much faster, hopefully much hungrier for the title.
Definitely exciting to see all of this taking place at the NAPSO Regional Athletics here in Affies Park, Windhoek.
Now it's of course time for the under 15 boys. I'm excited because the boys always just fly on this.
They just bring a different type of energy when it comes to these hurdles, champs.
All right. So run me through who the current record holder is.
So the current record holder for the boys under 15 300-meter hurdles was set by Educate athlete Jay Potgieter in 2023 with a 42.56 seconds.
So that Jay Potgieter is actually Jaco Potgieter who set that record.
I knew it sounded familiar. Our athlete from yesterday is our current record holder for the boys under 15 300-meter hurdles. Will he be running today?
Unfortunately, he is not running in the under 15 because obviously he's now older. Jaco Potgieter will be running in the under 17 though, so we'll get to chat about him a little bit later.
Jaco's probably watching this race, anticipating, seeing who might break his record today.
Yeah. Hopefully they break the record and create a new record. I mean, it's always nice just to see records get
Exactly.
beat. It's always nice just to see records get beat. However, in the first lane for the 300-meter hurdles for boys under 15, in the first lane we have Driekus Martens from the Educate Academy. In the second lane, we have Justinus Steenkamp from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. In the third lane, we have Christo van Rooyen also from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. And in the fourth lane, we have Christian Krill from Tsumeb Gymnasium.
This is quite a lineup and exciting to see what these boys do. Of course, we have the current record holder having his eye on them just to see is his spot as the current record holder in danger. We'll have to see what these boys do, don't we?
Yeah, but however, I think Driekus Martens, seeing he is from Educate, the same school as the current record holder, he might have a few tips and tricks that he has gotten from Jaco Potgieter.
Maybe we'll have to keep our eye on him and see what he does here as the boys are preparing for this race.
So exciting here at the Affies Park in Windhoek for the NAPSO Regional Athletics. Well, once again, if you are just joining us, this is the NAPSO Regional Athletics taking place here in Windhoek at the Affies Park. My name is Hancho Kapofi.
And my name is Patricia Kutsia, and we are excited to be here. Lovely weather, amazing sportsmanship, and these athletes are on fire today.
Definitely brought their A game. Right now, what we need is silence for the starter because the 300-meter hurdles for the boys under 15 is slowly about to kick off. And off they go. There we see currently leading the race is Justinus Steenkamp.
But Educate seems to be right behind him.
Educate is right behind him. Coming in for that steal. Is he going to win?
We'll have to see how he does. He's busy closing up the gap between him and our first runner-up.
Coming in for that 100-meter mark. Still leading is Justinus. No, it's actually Christo van Rooyen. Christopher and Royan coming in for the win.
And will he take our first place?
There they go, coming in for the win. It's a race between Educate and VAP. Who is going to come in for that win?
And it seems that it goes to VAP. And in second place, we have Educate.
Absolutely amazing. That was Christopher and Royan from Windhoek Afrikaans Private School coming in at the first place. That was Christopher and Royan once again in the first place. In the second place, we of course had Educate's Driekus Kutsia. Driekus Martens from Educate. Just take a look at that replay. Kick starting, making sure to steal that lead from the beginning and keep it all the way up until the end. Coming in for that 100-meter mark.
I think Al Nathan stood a good chance, really gave it their all, but at the end of the day, VAP just dominated this race.
Beautifully done there by our students from Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. Right now, we will be moving to the boys under 17.
Yes, that's right, Hansha. The boys under 17 400-meter hurdles, which a record was set back in 2019 of 55.95 by A. Retief at Al Nathan.
Beautiful, beautiful. However, this is one of our old records as well. Any record that was set before the year 2020, it needs to go.
We need to have some fresh records set, so hopefully these boys have put on the perfect running shoes to show us how they will dominate and who will take our first place for the boys under 17 400-meter hurdles.
Of course, there, as you can see in the first lane, in an inner lane, that is Jaco Potgieter, who got a very good lane.
I think so too. I'm excited to see what he does here at the 400-meter hurdles. For yesterday, he dominated in his track item. So exciting to see what he has in store for us today.
Indeed, and right behind him is Etienne Lombard, also a very good athlete from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School.
So we have quite the competition on the track today. I hope these boys will just feed off each other's energy and we'll see who comes across that finish line first.
Yes, and of course in the third lane is Henry Opperman from Gobabas Gymnasium. I think, firstly, Jaco Potgieter is one of the men to look at because he set the record for the under 15.
Yes, exactly. And yesterday he came first in one of his items, and with quite a gap between him and the second runner-up. So just a reminder of our current record that was set in 2019 at 55.95 by Al Nathan athlete A. Retief for the 400-meter hurdles for boys under 17.
That's actually quite a good record. I'm not too sure if they'll be able to keep up with that record and hopefully beat it, but I'm very confident in all of them. And taking a look there in the second lane, that is Etienne Lombard, who's also a very, very good athlete, always dominates in all his placements when it comes to athletics. he does well at NAPSO Athletics, and now here at the NAPSO Regionals, we're going to see how is it going to look like? Is it going to dominate? Is it going to come first? What is going to happen? And just also a reminder that Etienne Lombard also came first yesterday in his race.
Yes, exactly. How could I forget that? These two athletes are the ones to look at today. We will see what they do. I'm excited. I know Hancho's excited. And I'm sure the supporters are just waiting for the starting of this race.
I'm literally, I just want Eiffel 8 May stool 8 klim. And also there, you see from Keetmanshoop Private School, you see Gerard Janse from Keetmanshoop Private School all the way in the south. He is in the 4th lane. Or is that the 4th or the 6th lane? He's in the 6th lane.
You can see the faces of these athletes as they are preparing to start with the boys under 17 400-meter hurdles. Quite the excitement, looking forward to Lombard as well as Potgieter from yesterday.
I really am, because I think it's going to be a close one, a very close one between the two. So I'm just excited to see. And also I've not actually seen Gerard Janse from Keetmanshoop Private School participating. So
he might surprise us today.
Yeah, he might surprise us today.
us.
So I think I'm just excited to see what he has in store for us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And they are getting ready.
As they say, what is the word, Patricia?
Silence for the starter.
Yes.
And they seem to be getting ready to start the race.
Ooh, so much silence.
You
I
can
feel
the tension in the
feel the
air.
tension in the air. What is gonna happen? There we see white flags. And they are off.
We see KPS leading the way.
KPS is currently leading, and I think that's because it's in the 4th lane. Woo, there goes Etienne Lombard from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School going to steal that lead. Jaco Potgieter is in the back. What
he
is
might
happening?
come in front, but now we see Etienne neck and neck with KPS.
Ooh, this is going to be a close one. Etienne and Henry Opperman from Gobaba's Gymnasium are currently leading the race. There goes Etienne Lombard from Windhoek Afrikaans Private School leading the race. Is he going to keep that lead all the way to the end?
There comes Jaco at 3rd place. We see Etienne still at the first runner-up.
Jaco is coming in for the 100-meter mark. Is he going to steal the lead?
This is where it gets difficult. This is where it gets intense. The 100-meter mark. They
Oh, as we mentioned, the race is between the two, Etienne and Jaco.
We'll see who comes in first. It's
Who is gonna
anyone's
come in
race.
first?
And it seems that it goes to
Etienne Lombard
from Windhoek Afrikaans Private School.
There you go. Etienne Lombard from Windhoek Afrikaans Private School is in the 1st place, followed by Jaco Potgieter in the 3rd place from Educate, and then in the 4th place, in the 3rd place from Gobaba's Gymnasium is Henry Opperman, and in last place is Gerard Janse from Keetmanshoop Private School.
That was such a beautiful race. Let us just see that replay.
I don't know. I expected a little bit more from Jaco.
I think he gave it a little bit more only towards the 100-meter mark where
Yes.
it got so intense between the two athletes. But then we saw at the end of the day, we saw Etienne take the lead and dominate this race.
Yes, and I think the way Etienne started. He started and he paced from the beginning. However, Jaco started pacing a little bit late, and that's where time caught up with him. Because
Yeah, I didn't have the best start,
yes,
but he did redeem himself, as we mentioned, by the 100-meter mark, where
Yeah.
he overtook our two athletes and came in second place for the boys under 17 400-meter hurdles.
well, that was all the hurdle action that we had for you today. That was absolutely amazing to see. Absolutely loved it. The amazing sportsmanship here. As you can see, all those lovely gazebos set up here at the office park in Windhoek for the NAPSO Regional Athletics.
Super, super exciting stuff happening here today at day 2.
Well, Patricia, I have a question for you.
I'm all ears.
Wow. What are you gonna get yourself to eat today? Because I saw that Snoopy and alles
I am
net.
telling you, I went in and I am a sucker for some pancakes. You can't come to athletics and not have yourself a pancake.
Wat is 'n
So-
skoolbyeenkoms as daar nie lekker pannekoeke
Ek
is
is
nie?
daar vir hy pannekoek. With that cinnamon, I'm there and I definitely need a coffee.
Yeah.
I need a coffee for this weather. It's just pancake and coffee weather.
All right, so we are going to go for a quick trip to the marketplace just to ensure that we get our warm cup of coffee.
E-Ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nhh.com.na.
Hier is een kaaskop, daar is leeuwkop en hier die kaaskop komt Namibië toe. En ik zie er zo uit. 1 maart speel ik in Windhoek, 2 maart in Swakopmund. Windhoek is deel van die woordfeest. Ik is een man van taal, van eigen taal, mijn mastertaal, die Nederlands. Het Afrikaans leer kennen, ik is mal van die taal en ik is mal van zing. En ik is mal van Namibië. Ik heb een paar liedjes daar geschreven, waaronder in Koolmanskop, wat ik graag een keer daar wil komen spelen. Ik is daar, 1 en 2 maart, Stefbos in Namibië.
day you were born and welcomed, until your pensioner years on this earth, your life is filled with changes and phases. What mattered the most at age 10 may be an unknown memory at 25. The heartbreak at 16 may be replaced with wedding bells at 27. The degree you've always wanted or starting your career business may come true at age 30. And the dream to own your own home may come to realization at age 50. Whatever stage you find yourself in, whatever matters right now, Standard Bank has what you need to bank like you. Choose your own path. Choose endless possibilities. Standard Bank, it can be.
Odessa Postma from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School, as well as Ella Venter from Edugate. Who is going to take the win? Of course, we see there Odessa is coming in for the win, coming in for the first place. Is she going to beat the record? Coming in for the win. Slowly behind her is Luca van Beek, who is going to come in the first place.
What a beautiful, beautiful jump from our runner-up.
Of course, a little bit exhausted, but she needs to keep up the same energy, and there she goes. In the first place, we have Odessa Postma from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. Shortly behind her is Luca van Beek, Windhoek Afrikaans Private School as well. And they are off. Currently leading is Chumem Gymnasium. Maya Adrianse, she did absolutely amazing yesterday, and she is coming in for the win.
That is our first in the line.
I think she is going to break that record.
Look at it.
Unfortunately not. Nothing can stop Maya.
And
Maya
approaching.
is absolutely amazing. Maya in first place from Elnatan, as Patricia mentioned. And they are off. Ooh, JC LaRue seems like
He's onto something here. You can really see how his practice is giving, and he's leaving a huge gap between him and...
Good pace, not too fast. Coming in for the win, coming in for the finish line.
And
That is,
he takes it all the way home, and you can see and hear the supporters.
of course, JC LaRue in the first place from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School. And then some high jump there, action there on the screen. There they go.
See, she is up for grabbing that first place and potentially breaking her
Still, no other runners in sight. She is literally flying.
effortlessly. We could see why she was the record holder from last year. Hopefully by the end...
Indeed.
By
Janssen van Rensburg is in the first place, followed by Roulette Posey and Madeleine Mayberg. Of course, Madeleine. And they are off. Ooh.
Elnatan seems it's a head-head situation.
Ooh,
Let's
Lune
see who
van
gets
Tak.
it.
Tired. And there they go, approaching the
But
100
she's
meter mark.
giving it a
Behind
grab.
her is Leandri from Keetmanshoop Private School. Is she going to steal the lead? Nope. And takes that win.
Beautiful, beautiful race.
And off they go.
We'll have to see how he does. He's busy closing up the gap between him and our first runner-up.
No, it's actually Christo van Rooyen. Christo van Rooyen coming in for the win. It's a race between Educate and Vab.
Gate.
Absolutely amazing. That was Christo van Rooyen from Windhoek Afrikaans Private. And they are off.
We see KPS leading the way.
But from the Windhoek Afrikaans Private School going to steal that lead. Jaco Potgieter. Etienne and Henry Opperman from Gobabas Gymnasium are currently leading the race.
Gets intense, the 100-meter mark. They are
Oh, that's
And
we
it's
mentioned. The race is
anyone's race. And it seems that it goes to
Lombard
from Windhoek Afrikaans Private School.
Lombard from Windhoek Afrikaans Private School is in the first place, followed by Jaco Potgieter.